Hello and welcome back. We are here for round 6 of the Pauper Challenge, and I am Methodical. Our opening hand here on the draw is pretty good. We don't have one of our artifacts to draw cards, but we do have a Thraben Spectre which we can bounce to draw lots of cards. So we happily keep this. We also have lots of lands just to make sure our card draw is able to go off without slowing down at all. Drawing an additional garrison isn't the greatest, but it does mean that we'll be able to turn this secluded step into a card at some point in the future. He's playing blue-black, and with Preordains we're still not sure what version he's on, but when he plays the Chainer's Edict we're now wondering if he's on either some kind of Flicker deck or blue-black Teachings. Our deck is pretty good against it since we're able to generate quite a bit of value, and drawing the Sentinels is the exact card we want in this matchup. Since he doesn't have the mana open for a counterspell or exclude, it is amazing to get it down there. Since he has no creatures on the board, we're going to start drawing 2 cards a turn and just grind out this game, since he's just going to run out of cards compared to us. We're trying to play as many of our cards as possible, and we don't need to worry too much about drawing cards, but drawing cards is what we do. We're going to remove anything he plays, even the Muldrifter 3 for 1, we do not care. Basically, things are looking fantastic at this point, just a quick evaluation. Even him making us put a card back on top of our library, we don't really care, and at this we basically take this opportunity to cycle the secluded step, and we're just kind of looking for stopping ways in which we could lose. So we're really worried in case he plays like the Dinrova Horror. That would be a card we're a little worried about, and seeing the Chittering Rats means he's on some kind of Flicker plan, especially with the Muldrifter. And yeah, we're just going to continue to remove his guys as much as possible. We do not want him getting the Monarch. Yeah. We just throw a land back on top, that doesn't really matter. Chainer's Edicts, also fine. Drawing another Sentinels is good. We just kind of get that down. At this point, it's just a matter of drawing cards, removing his threats, and just kind of using the advantage as much as possible. We're basically here, we've got a couple options. We've got like the Screech that we do want to get down. We want to try and prevent him from attacking. So we're just going to put back as many blockers as we can to continue drawing our cards. Yeah, we do get in there. Basically, this play, if he has the Echoing Decay, he's able to kill all of our bird tokens, which is fine. He would be able to attack first, then do that to be able to take the Monarch for a turn, but we'll take it right back. The only way he would be able to hold it is if he's able to kill all of our flyers, play a creature, but we've still got the vials, so I'm not too worried. We do want to make sure we're chipping in damage, because once again we are worried in case he's got the Dinrova Horror, and we don't want to let him get to the late game where that kind of effect could do something. The Sen's Enlistment does give us some late game staying power, being able to throw our lands away and basically get creatures out of them. Turns out he does have the Echoing Decay, but he uses it before combat. Turns out he also had a removal spell for the Palace Sentinels, which is fine. We go ahead and kill his Muldrifter because we just want to remove as many creatures from the board, since we know we're going to be able to get the Monarchy back. We just continue to play creatures. We continue to bounce the vial back to our hand and replay it. I'm just going to let this play out because it's pretty standard, and calling that out every single time would get old pretty quick. Here he's getting back the Echoing Decay, and we're going to try and Galvanic Blast the guy he's decaying because we want to hold our other Glintehawk. Turns out he really wants to kill both of them, so he does counterspell our card, which is fine by us. We just block both those guys to keep the Monarchy. Here we get this Rally the Peasants. This is one of those games where I'm thinking, I'm pretty sure I can orchestrate a turn where this is going to be amazing, especially with the Sen's Enlistment. This is a card that I'm basically hoping will surprise many people since we're on the Monarch plan. Being able to just surprise them with this is really good, especially in a grindy game like this. So we just start making our tokens, we get in for a little extra damage, we draw our cards. Here he's going to be putting one of our cards back on top. We're basically going to be putting back Prophetic Prism, Journey to Nowhere first, because we want to make sure, just in case he's got like some kind of flicker effect, he's got 2 rats, might have to put a lot of cards back, so we're thinking of what happens if we have to put multiple on top. With the clues, we know we'll be able to draw back most of these cards if we need to. And these are the cards that are most relevant. Turns out he has a second rat, so now we have to choose again, what are we going to put back? In this case, it's going to be the Journey to Nowhere, since we can't cast that right now. Lightning Bolt we could cast, and we would like to hold it up. And Rally is the card we want to be casting next turn and flashing it back if he gives us the opportunity. So we see what he does, and he chooses to attack with 3 creatures. So already I'm looking for some way in which I can turn these vials into stopping his blockers. Basically on the board I've got 21 damage with the Rally the Peasants. So since he has 3 mana open, he could have a flicker, and if I do nothing here and swim with everything, he could flicker a couple guys and he has multiple decent blocks. I don't really want that, so I want some way of incentivizing him to flicker now. I think the best plan is going to be Thraben Inspector and a Soldier on the Archaeomancer, since this is one of the cards he's going to want to flicker. If I basically present the risk of him losing it, I'm guessing he's going to flicker right now, which is fantastic, which means he'll be tapped out for next turn. I go ahead with the block that I suggested, and it turns out that he does indeed have the flicker. I feel like it would have been best for him to flicker the rats and the Archaeomancer, but that's because I know how the Rally in my hand. He's not playing around that. So he's not worried about leaving back as many blockers as possible, so he flickers one of the other rats just to make sure he has as many attackers going in as possible. But I do not want this Archaeomancer flickering. That would give him an extra blocker for next turn. So I go ahead and bolt the Archaeomancer. I put the Rally back on top of my deck because it's the card I want. I flash it back, cast flash it back, use 2 vials, his guys can't block, I hit him for 21. And that is the game. So we'll move on to game 2. And we'll pull up the sideboarding we did. Since it is a black deck with Echoing Decay main board, the Screeches lose a lot of value. So we take those out. He's playing blue, so we bring in the Pyroblasts. He's playing Chainer's Edicts, so we do want to bring in the Relic. So those are 4 cards we bring in. So the other cards we bring out one of the Prophetic Prisms, and we bring out 1 Firebolt. This match is more about using the Journeys to permanently get rid of his creatures. We didn't see any Dinrova Horrors, so we don't know if he has that for the bounce effect on our Journeys, so we leave him in for now. And we want instant speed removal to deal with his Flicker, to basically stop it in the middle. So the Firebolt kind of loses a lot of value in this kind of game, so we take that out. Alright. So we get our opening hand, and it's not an amazing hand, but it does have multiple redraws with the artifacts. Glinthawk, which is then just going to return one of those, basically drawing a card, getting a 2/2 flyer, and we've got a Journey to remove something. So we're happy keeping this. We get a turn 1 Thraben Inspector. We are very happy about that. Means we get to curve out a little bit. And eats a Chainer's Edict. I'm always happy having my Thraben Inspector, which immediately gives us a clue. Eat a Chainer's Edict, so don't mind at all. It's going to be a long ways out before he is able to flash that back. We're just going to remove the Seagate Oracle because we just want to be getting in damage, and we want to be ready in case we draw the Palace Sentinel. We didn't there, but that's alright. We were holding... These journeys are amazing against Stormbound Geist, so we're very happy to just get rid of one there. We do have our Palace Sentinels. We had the option of playing it there instead of the journey, but in the longer game, we don't want to give him any redraws if possible. I do use the second journey here, because I'm not so worried. I do not want to play the Glint Hawk because I was worried about an Echoing Decay, and thankfully he used it. Now I don't have to have any worries about playing my second one. Another Seagate Oracle, it's fine. He doesn't have mana open to counter our Sentinels, so we're just going to get in there. This play, attacking in, does have some risk because he could Echoing Decay our Thraben Inspectors. So there is a possibility that he may get back that he may take the Monarch for a turn, but that's fine. We're not too concerned. He does play our Chaomancer to get back the Echoing Decay. He does kill our Thraben Inspectors, but we still have Palace Sentinel with which to block. Drawing the Pyroblast is great. We're going to be able to deal with a counter spell should he play one, a Mull Drifter, or anything like that. The second one means we're even more protected against that kind of effect. He flashes back Chainer's Edict, sure, it's fine. If he's willing to attack with both creatures, he's tapped out. I did have the option of using a Vial to prevent one of his creatures attacking, but because I have these Pyroblasts, I want him to attack with both his creatures, that way I can block the Archaeomancer and Pyroblast the Seagate Oracle and basically get a 2-for-1, and limiting his options for Flicker in the future. And that way I also get to keep the Monarch. I've got 3 clues. I am feeling pretty good. So, I just kind of go on the value plan, drawing lots of cards. I had the option of killing that with Pyro, or countering it with Pyroblast, but because he has all this mana open, I'm assuming he's going to have some kind of counterspell, and I'd rather not get my Pyroblast countered. I have multiple vials to stop it from attacking if I want to protect the Monarchy, and it can't block my Sentinels. I kind of want to keep my Lightning Bolt to hit his face, so yeah, letting it resolve doesn't really matter to me at all at this point. I continue to go on with my plan, attacking him. I've got Rally, I'm able to hit him for 4, and I've got the Lightning Bolt, so I don't play the Lightning Bolt here because I am concerned about, once again, about counter spells. I'd rather just play it safe and go for it when he's tapped out. I go for his upkeep. He does have a counter spell. I go for the Pyroblast. He doesn't have a second counter spell. If he had another counter spell and was able to counter this one, that was fine. I was just going to Vial his Stormbound Geist. He was only going to have black mana available, and then I'm able to Rally Peasants next turn for the win. If that doesn't work, Palace Sentinel plus Glint Hawk to go again. Plenty of options. Being the Monarch for most of the game does do that. So we won this round, and I'll see you back for round 7.